Humility is a tremendously important part of brand value. Customers appreciate it when you're honest with them. So my name's Chris Harrison. I've been a marketer for 30 years, 25 of those in Africa. Initially working in advertising, and eventually that grew to be a role to be involved in advertising in 22 countries on this continent. So I've built a lot of brands over a number of years in a number of geographies. So there's some clear commonalities in branding success and branding failure, I think. If you have a brand, you can't stand still, okay? So it's like a fish swimming in the sea. If you stop swimming, you sink to the bottom. So brands must be prepared to adapt. That does not mean radically changing course. That means keeping our purpose clear in the front of our heads. Why does this brand exist? What does it exist to do? Maybe you need to change some of the aspects of the way it delivers it to be relevant to upcoming audiences. But you cannot change radically. You cannot go from one thing to another, because the moment you do that, you leave behind a whole group of people who go, do you know, I thought that brand was about this and now it appears to be about that. So brand evolution, brand development needs to be taken very, very carefully, and categorically not just because you personally have got bored with the way your brand is being presented to the market or you're in some way dissatisfied with its performance. Humility is a tremendously important part of brand value. Customers appreciate it when you're honest with them. We've all been served by far too many ISPs, mobile phone companies, airlines, banks, my goodness, who will not admit that anything really is particularly wrong with their service or their products, but they manifestly are. And so if you're prepared to have the humility to admit you've stumbled, but you've learned from it, and you've strengthened your brand or made it more relevant or made it more exciting, because of that, consumers will reward you with more loyalty, I think, more understanding and more loyalty. So in Africa, in the last 25 years, we've been on a real journey in developing our economies. It's been great. We've done so many things. We've improved governance, financial reporting, we've got some structure into HR, we've got a bit better at marketing, some would say a bit worse again. Do you know, the big thing we've got to do in Africa is build economies that are driven by brands and by competition. That's what's going to lift us out of the heritage of aid-funded economies. Trade, economic success, brand success will fund all the development we need in the future if we get that right.